Welcome to Bring Your Fire Forward. This is Carolina with Designify. Thank you for joining me today. We're talking about feathers and guidance out in nature. I heard it quoted from a good friend of mine that said in the Sufi practice, they say that nature is the best scripture. When I heard that, I was like, wow, that's really profound. I love that. Like, whoever we decide our creator is, whatever we call our God or divine, it doesn't matter. We can all understand that it was that which created nature. And if we can all understand that nature is just beautifully divine and orchestrated and how it works and the patterns and just the beauty, you slice open an apple or a pear and you see a star, just this beautiful patterns of synchronicity that we can see in nature. And when we start to open up to that and we start to actually open up our connection to that, then we help practice see it better. And those messages come in. And so for me, that happened now it's 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I started noticing feathers literally landing in my path on a threshold coming into my garage. And this was a really hard time in my life around that point. And I just, cool, a feather. I'm a very detailed person, so I would notice things like that if it was always happening, and it wasn't. It just happened one day. And so I started noticing them and picking them up and keeping them just in a jar next to the door. First it was an envelope, then it was a jar, year by year. And after about the second year that I started seeing like, oh, well, I need a bigger jar than what I needed last year. And I started to think, well, these numbers are growing. Why? Is it because I'm paying attention? What is going on here? Maybe it's really that this is the piece of air, if you will, and the element of air. Feathers are a beautiful symbolism of releasing and bringing in new into your life. And so the fact that feathers were kind of placed in my life in a very hard point in my life where I needed to start looking up. I was down in the dirts and there was no other place but up to go. And so these feathers, I started tracking them. And it wasn't until 2025 where I said, okay, this is clearly not a coincidence. It's something bigger. And so I really want to tune in. I want to know more. And so I started really tracking them month by month. So every morning I go for a walk with my golden doodle, Luna Bain. Every morning we go for a walk. And I don't live in a really absurdly bird area. I really don't. I'm not near a bird sanctuary or a zoo or nothing like that. But yeah, sometimes it happens here. Sometimes it happens out and about where I'm at the store or maybe where I'm traveling. It's happened a lot like that, where feathers just are clearly in my path. And deliberately, I started to notice them and track them. And I have them here. And what's really interesting, I want to share with you, and let me just bring them up. What I noticed is when I started looking at these numbers, they started coinciding with things that were going on in my world, in my business world, my ventures, my needing guidance. And so I started seeing patterns. And so, you'll notice, let me put this, I'm going to right here. Oh yeah, we can see January, February, March. So you'll notice on January, right, 37, I was like, wow, that's more than the day of the month. And I started beginning to think, I'm like, I wonder if it'll be more than the days of the whole year. Interesting. February was 68. And I was calling in abundance. Like I just needed more abundance of opportunity, abundance of opening and pivoting my business. And I just was calling it in. I was like, I'm ready. I'm receiving. I'm ready. And March, you can see that also is there. What's interesting in March is I actually got up the courage to launch something kind of pretty interestingly big for my clients. And it's a sponsorship program, like soaring, well, inspired by feathers. Hello. And so it was a sponsorship program that I launched. And it was successful. And I was so nervous in March to do that. And yet that number 60 was just total reiteration and message that abundance is there for me and just to keep on my path and keep going. April was 37. And a lot of these I would look up as angel numbers and they would guide me through inspiration. A lot of these were just really interesting with synchronization happening throughout the month. And I know this because I'll go back and look at my diaries, my inserts, my convo with my creator. After I have my convo with my creator, I usually sit there and type out what it is that I'm feeling or where it is that I'm going. And when we pray or we have that conversation with our creator, that's prayer. When we listen back when we have the ability to listen back and really tune in to listening back, that's meditation. And so when we practice these two things in the beginnings of our days, it really helps us start off our day in a very positive way and really on mindset of reflection, of things to reflect on and keep in the forefront of your mind. You'll notice in June, it dropped off to 6. And June was a specifically interesting month for me as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a person reaching for my dreams and deciding which way to go. And June was a time that I minimized. I was being called to minimize where I was saying yes to. I was stretching myself thin, and I wasn't going to be able to be available for the next opportunities that were already coming in orchestration for me. What's interesting is I didn't see it back in June. But I see it now. I saw it in June that was being asked of me. But when I look on it on a scope like this, kind of Hawkeye view, looking over the whole year, I see where the minimizing, asking me to minimize where I was putting my time and energy and skill and gifts to. I was being asked of that. Even the number 6 is symbolic to me and my world and the people that are helping me be in alignment of the impact that I'm making as a woman, as a creative, as someone just venturing through my journey. You'll see in July, right after that, it started to go back up to bigger numbers. 34, it felt good once I got through that. June was a really challenging month for me. It challenged me on many levels. July was a great month. August was an even a better month. Guess what? August is my birthday month. And that number 18 is my favorite number. Well, partly because it's my birthday. And I did not even notice that. We were traveling, we were doing different things in August, and I was just jotting them down. I had them in different notes. I had them on my calendar because I was home one day, and then we were off in another beach another day. And then by the end of the month, I counted them up. I'm like, I just laughed. I giggled. I'm like, that is proof that the Creator has a sense of humor. Like, I got you. I see you. And so 8s are repetitive in my world, the month, the day, and the year. I have 8s in all 3. So I love the number 8. 18 is my favorite number. Then we start to get that alignment over here with 33 in September. October was a really great month. I believe that number 25 is going to show up something that I have been calling in for January. We have a new event that is coming up that I'm so excited to be a part of and support and be a sponsor of. And it's actually a hybrid event. It's 2 parts. It's in person and it's also virtual. And I'm so excited to be a part of that. And we are planning for 25 amazing humans to connect with us at that January event. So I'm calling that in. I know that number 25 was symbolic, and I'm not quite sure where yet, but I'm faithfully believing that it's for something great that I haven't seen yet. November 10, look at that one. 10 is another great one. November is actually my husband's birthday, and his birthday is actually on the 10th. There's alignment here between him and I. There's a lot of great things that have been just beautifully blossoming between him and I as a relationship, as working together, as just advancing as we grow and become wiser in our own journeys and just are able to share more of that and communicate more of that to each other and really take part in that. So there's a lot of great, beautiful growth that has been aligned between my husband and I as we continue to lean into that work and lean into that communication practice. And so there's a lot here that has shown me that the actions, the call to actions, the things that I've been guided to, or how to respond or how not to, have kind of given me numbers of reiteration that that guidance is there to lean into, and it really does help. The last one is December 12th. I giggled at that one too. I'm like, oh, reminds me of the 12 days of Christmas. And after I counted it, I was like, on the 12th day of Christmas, my Creator gave to me. I know, a little bit of cheese, but that I like to laugh, and I have to believe that if laughter is the best medicine, then I think our Creator has a sense of humor. Abso-freaking-lutely. That is absolutely a belief that I have. So having humor as you walk through your journey, not being so hard on yourself, opening up your eyes to see different messages around us, whether that's feathers, or maybe that's pennies, or maybe it's robins, or I don't know, it could be anything. I would love to hear if you have certain things that you're noticing as patterns or synchronizations in your world, because those are the things that are trying to get your attention. And I urge you to sit still and lean in and listen. Do a little work of research of finding out what is it? And even if it's something that you look up, maybe it's an angel number or maybe it's symbolic. What does a red dragonfly mean? And you look it up and you're like, okay, whatever, that's a belief of someone. Even if you don't fully subscribe to it, all that I ask is that you open up your mind to maybe receiving something in that positive message to reflect back on when you're thinking forward of the next time you see a red dragonfly. Help it make you stop in your tracks and see, how am I viewing this? Is it random? Is it a coincidence? Could it mean something else? Maybe it's a little piece of inspiration right now. In tune, practicing that, catching yourself when you're negative or catching yourself when you're just thinking way too busy world and not even seeing what's going on around you world. You know, you're just like, I gotta go to the store, I gotta pick up the kids, I gotta do this, I have to go there, I still have to do this, oh my god, I still have to call that, as I need it. And as you become more and you literally miss everything that's happening around you, you maybe even step over guidance. God, I could use some help right now, like I wish somebody would help me or tell me what I'm supposed to do right now. And boom, there's like this message coming across, there's this guidance literally fluttering in your path, and you're just like, oh my god, like, why is this person going so slow? And you're just so like, and you fail to see the messages around you that you've been asking for. They're right there. It's almost comical. There's Bruce Almighty is one of the movies that pops in mind, but it's almost comical like that. There's a scene in there where he's like, why can't I just get and you know, it's like, here's your sign, and it's literally like glowing, and then it's like a flag, and then it's like, you know, barricades. It's like, this is your sign, here it is, and you're still asking for the sign. Sometimes we're just too caught up in our own world, too caught up in checklists, too caught up in being busy on other people's schedules, expectations of us and our own energy and what we're supposed to be stepping towards. And so that's where the nature really comes in, of removing yourself, like literally purposely removing yourself from technology. let's blanket it like that. Technology, getting up, getting out of the house, going outside, working on the patio, going to the park, eating lunch outside, forcing yourself to not be on your phone, but look up. There's so much here all around us constantly happening. You'll see some amazing things that'll speak to you, to your mind at first, to your heart second, and then to your wonderment next. Those are the things that help guide us through walking through our journey. And if you have to, track them, right? Track them if you have to. You can prove to yourself it's not a coincidence, that it's got to mean something more. And it does. It does mean something more. It's messages. And those messages are there. I offer you to start somewhere. Start looking at something. If you notice a number repeatedly, look it up as an angel number. If you see a bird constantly, for me, I constantly see hawks all the time. And it only started in 2025. The year before, I don't really know. I wasn't paying attention. I just know I saw a lot of feathers. And that's what I dismissed it as. Then I started tracking. And I started, oh, a white one. Oh, white ones mean this. Oh, a hawk one. Hawk ones mean this. Oh, a blue one. Blue ones are rare. Blue ones mean this. It doesn't mean you have to believe that a blue feather means specifically just this. All it means that it's opening you up to understand that there's these patterns and flow of energy and guidance and messages all around us here to inspire us. And sometimes you just need a little nugget to get your mind out of the negative and opening up to maybe possibly thinking a little differently. Instead of stuck in a certain pattern of maybe negativity, maybe you just need a little bit to open up that guidance of saying, oh wait, I'm being guided over myself. And as you start to ask for guidance and you say, I want guidance, help me. All right, I need some help here. All right, this one's tough. Can you help me? Maybe think of this from a different angle. I'm gonna need some perspective on this one. I'm gonna help me with patience on this one. And don't expect for you to just get patience. What's really gonna happen is a moment is going to come up in time where you get to practice exercising patience. Because the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And then what you want, which is what you're asking for, Give me more patience. Help me. That's being fulfilled. See, I constantly asked for guidance. And so therefore I received guidance. Many a times I would be in conversation with my husband or something. And if I was asking him to hold space, or I just need to, I don't know, this is happening right now. And I want to vent it. I just need to have space to acknowledge this feeling. And he would listen and he would hold space. And as I'm talking and talking, and then boom, in the middle of talking, something I said right there, I'll see a feather. I'm like, what did I just say? There's guidance there. Keep going. You got this. We see you. That's the guidance I was calling in for 2025. That's what I asked for. Ears to hear, eyes to see. Not normal human eyes and normal ears. Like things that, beyond just here. To see in the pattern, to see inside the message, to see inside the inspiration, to see inside the guidance, to understand it as symbolic. Imagine if you're watching a movie, maybe in another country, and it's in a language that you don't understand. Have you ever done that? That happened to me. That happened to me once. We were in France and I did not understand what they were talking about, but the music was beautiful and the actors and the actresses were very describing with their body language, and you could get across what was happening. You understood what was happening on an emotion level. The whole time you're being interpreted a message, a story, a conflict. You're seeing it, your mind's interpreting it. This is that same thing that you can snap into with nature around us. It's that same thing. It's you looking at it of saying, oh, there's a message here. Wait, look at how beautiful that is. Those birds soaring, just gorgeous in the sky. And there's a little piece of rainbow there, just randomly. Look at how beautiful that is. That's pretty. And then leave it? No, that's a message. That's a confirmation. That's of soaring to beautiful things. Your creator, smiling down, shining down, honoring the things that you're asking for. Smiling because you're open. You're open to receiving that guidance. As opposed to just walking like this. I got this. I got this. Wait, can I get some freaking help around here? And then you don't get help because you're walking like this. Imagine how frustrating that is. You're like, I need some help. I need some help. You get help. You get help. They didn't respond. They didn't even see the help. They didn't even acknowledge it. It's like you ghosted the message. You ghosted the guidance. That's what I need to think about. I think the key takeaway here is really just opening up yourself to understand that the beautiful synchronization of just everything in this world and how it works together, the messages all around us, out and about, they all are continuous guidance, continuous message. It's not just one day, one time. It's not just, oh, you have to tune in from 2 to 3 and that's the only time that you're going to get the guidance and the messages from the nature billboard. No, it's all the time. It's 24/7. It's not even syndicated. It's literally constantly new, beautiful guidance coming through. Clouds, colors, birds, water, ripple, flow. I mean, every single piece of element that you look towards of air, water, fire, and earth, you can see beautiful symbolism and messaging and guidance that will nurture yourself where you're at and what you're challenged in right now. You just have to open your lens a little. Give your wonderment to it. It's not weird. It's not strange. Have you ever seen a frog and a tadpole like that? That's divinely, beautifully magical. Yeah. We're created from that same stuff. Well, not the frog and stuff, but I'm saying the life and human and pattern and movement and transformation of, we can only sit in awe and wonderment and be like, wow. It's like watching the Nature Channel. Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing that it works like that. That's amazing that a plant can do that. You're just as amazing because you were created even better than a frog, even better than a tadpole, with even more magic in your heart and just wonderment deep inside. So if you're finding feathers or you're seeing red birds, or maybe it's something else for you, it's a certain number, I would love to know what it is, because that means you're in tune. You're in tune with it, and it's something that is representing, getting your attention, and helping you anchor through as you're walking through your journey. So kudos, that's awesome. And if you don't have something yet, or you haven't really noticed yet, that's okay. You can take time this week to literally start to open your eyes around yourself. Take a deliberate walk, not a nature walk, but an inspiration walk. Take a picture of something that you see that brings some type of message to you, some type of inspiration. There's no wrong here because it will speak to you. It's your custom billboard. It's specifically for you. And sometimes, like this right here, it's for you to actually interpret and talk about, to help others also say, oh yeah, hey, I've never thought about that. I like that point of view. That's very helpful. Thank you. So maybe this helps you not step over a feather or start to see a pattern, and leaning into that to explore your own self a little bit more, to open up your widening scope of spiritual eyes, if you will, divine eyes to see, not just here what's going on, but more everywhere what's going on, and how there's beautiful guidance helping you just walk through it. With that, I want to just invite you to take what you need from this and let it guide you towards your next step, whatever that is in 2026 for you. And if you want more space like this to just lean in and listen more, I'm here. Definitely hit like and subscribe. Drop a reflection below so I can hear where you're at. I would love to be able to connect. As my feather count continues into January and into 2026, I hope that you are tuned in and listening to where your guidance is coming from. Bye for now.